Professor Mishra, lei è uno dei docenti di management più importanti in India. Come spiega questa crescita esponenziale del mercato siderurgico indiano sia per produzione che per consumo?
First of all, let me tell you, this is resurgent India. The economy is moving upward. A lot of infrastructures, things are happening, a lot of investments in the infrastructures. And not only in the roads and buildings and smart cities, a lot of activities are being done in the railways, port, defense, things are going up. So consumption of steel is very high. If you compare the consumption of steel 7-8 years back and today, it has already gone 50% ahead. That means even if it is quite low as compared to the world consumption of steel, is 1/3 of that, but from 51 kg per capita to 77.2 kg per capita until 22 is a quantum jump. And the present government is looking at reaching at least 300 kg of steel per capita by 2030. Maybe it will be more. Some people are very optimistic. They said that they can go up to 500 kg also. But at least conservatively you can see that 300 kg can also be achieved, possible. And while we are talking about the infrastructure, investment both from the Indian side as well as the government is keen that outsiders, they can invest in this infrastructure area so that the movement or the development can move faster, because we have already lost the opportunity in previous years. So we want to catch up with that. And what we are basically looking at the capex plan about the modernization and setting of state-of-the-art technical steel plants by adding values and increased job creation in the domestic steel market by improving the parameters of operation like productivity, energy efficiency, and environment friendliness. So these are the areas which are added to the just increase in the production. Because earlier the focus was more into the production. Now it is more into productivity and other things. The aspiration level of the middle class is very high because the purchasing power parity of the middle class is going up. And they are the major decision makers, and India being a democratic country. So decision taken there is always in a democratic manner. So that advantage is there. And most important here is the India being very big in size, the population is so big. But we have got the advantage of demographic dividends. That means our population, a young population, which is a very big advantage. And next advantage is India being a producer as well as a consumer. So here there is a big scope for the players from outside, from Europe, more particularly from Italy. They can look for a big market there.
Quali opportunità si aprono in questo scenario per le aziende italiane?
The opportunities are tremendous. They have already proven it. They have already shown it. If you look at the opportunities, they are like, in the automation sector, digital manufacturing, industrial IoT, cyber security, additive manufacturing, water treatment in both steel and aluminum and other areas. So you can do some developmental work in sensing and imaging technology for quality control and inspection of products. Major area which we are looking at, that is supply chain management.
Ci sono già esempi di questo fenomeno, può citarne qualcuno?
Yeah, if you look at Indian situation where Italian companies are working, big or small, we have got 700 Italian companies working in India. Out of that, 300 companies are already have their plants there in India, and about 50,000 people are already engaged. And you can look at that it can go up and it can reach millions. So we are very, Indians, they're very comfortable working with the Italian company. That is an advantage. Take an example of NL. NL is, if you look at their market capitalization, it is coming to around 68.3 billion US dollars. It's the highest. You have got Ferrari, you have got ENI, you have got Guzzi, you have got many, and the latest is Siderurgico India Private Limited. They have got plants in Odisha and in Karnataka. They are already in talks with the Tatas to set up their plants. They're already talking to other steel makers. So a lot of scope. I mean, you can see the companies are finding it easier. It is like an ease of doing business here in India.
Nella sua visita in Italia parla anche di formazione di posti di lavoro. Ritiene che in questo nuovo scenario globale anche le risorse umane potranno viaggiare in una nuova globalizzazione?
Yeah, I'm completely in agreement with this point of view. That today's human resource is different from yesterday's. The aspiration, the requirement, the training, the approach, all are different because it is a HR globalization. So under the circumstances, the advantage here again, and coming back to this being India being a democratic country, Italy being a democratic country, a proper synergy can be made, right? So what we can do, there's a huge potential in the human resources in India who can be employed through proper training with Italian industries, which can provide that training. And there is a huge demand of human resources in Italian industries. So both are complementary to each other.
Le aziende italiane del comparto metallurgico spesso denunciano una difficoltà ad essere attrattive per i giovani talenti. Lei è un docente, ha qualche consiglio?
I think it is directly related to, or it has a link with the growth and development of any nation. The growth that you make, the development that you make, you require metallurgical and material science support. So the growth was not very attractive until recent past. So people are also not very, because they couldn't see the future. So there is aspirations are not going to be met. Now they are seeing that a lot of things are happening or going to happen in near future. So when we are going for a big infrastructure, smart cities, hundreds of smart cities are coming, railways are coming of the big way, thousands of kilometers of roads, a lot of mining activities, a lot of metallurgical based activities. So all these things are happening. So people will definitely love to shift their attention from other areas or domain to metallurgy. And there is a possibility that if you are in that line, you can become a metallurgist, you can become a welding engineer, plant equipment engineer, ballistic engineer, quality planning engineer, process engineer, R&D engineer, product designer, supply development engineer, and also teaching and research. So these are the areas where things are, the scope is there, but new areas which is there, where people can really think of making their career is called pyrometallurgy, hydrometallurgy, electrometallurgy, and biometallurgy. So all these scopes are there, but more important here is the mindset. If you have the right mindset, sky is the limit.